me and Hugh are going to be on the set promoting your film, making fun of you. I really want you guys to think about how insane that is.
Have you ever stopped to think how a casual cast gathering or a single offhand remark could morph into the most scorching controversy in Hollywood?
He literally tells Ryan he wants to be friends with you. And I could just see Ryan sitting there like, yes, this is exactly what I want, a puppy to kick in the mouth. And you'll do what I say.
One day, all eyes were on a sweet romance adaptation called It Ends With Us. The next, the story erupted into a star-studded legal and PR nightmare that's pulling in everyone from Hugh Jackman to Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Baldoni's legal team going on. Baldoni's legal team is doing everything they need to do to get a full scope of Ryan Reynolds' conduct during the time that It Ends With Us was filmed.
At first glance, you might assume it's just another run-of-the-mill celebrity dispute, but the allegations of hush money, unexpected cameo jabs, and possibly explosive depositions tell a much bigger story. If you believe the speculation swirling around, what started as innocuous set gossip might actually shake some of Hollywood's most polished reputations to their core.
Why is his mom here and Hugh Jackman? And why do I feel threatened somehow when I listen to this script? Take a listen.
Stick around, because I'm about to reveal the astonishing chain of events that turned a seemingly innocent book-to-film project into a nerve-wracking spectacle involving secret deals, backstage showdowns, and unexpected allies. From the hush-hush rumor that Blake might have tried to tip legal scales to the puzzling ways Deadpool and Wolverine could be casting shade at Justin Baldoni, this drama is a roller coaster no pop culture junkie wants to miss. And believe me, by the time we get to the end of this video, you'll be questioning who is really telling the truth.
As Ryan's good friend, who starred in the film and was with Blake and Ryan many times in private during that time, oh snap. He's in trouble.
Who's orchestrating a massive PR spin, and how someone like Hugh Jackman, the friendliest guy in Hollywood, got stuck right in the middle of it all. Welcome to the deep dive that's going to peel back the glitzy facade of an A-list Hollywood feud. If you've clicked on this, you probably want to understand how a simple adaptation of a beloved book, It Ends With Us, has become a lightning rod for scandal. Maybe you've heard the whispers of bribes. Maybe you're curious whether Ryan Reynolds is truly mocking Justin Baldoni in his next big superhero movie. Or perhaps you're dying to know why the normally unproblematic Hugh Jackman is being dragged into depositions. Rest assured, I'll be covering all of that and more in the sections ahead.
Judge concluded that no one would have to sit for depositions because Blake Lively's lawyer said that they may add more parties to the case.
But here's the catch. It might be far worse than you've imagined. Industry insiders claim that entire film deals and friendships could implode if the wrong people end up testifying. A-listers like Taylor Swift, known for her tight-knit bond with Blake and Ryan, could theoretically be subpoenaed if any incriminating text messages exist. The potential ramifications for someone like Hugh Jackman, who's always been the epitome of wholesomeness, are enormous.
But the concern I feel is that this could ruin their relationship, their friendship, right? He's getting pulled into this drama, then suddenly he has to take one side or the other, and that could be a bad thing.
I've dug through every rumor, every social media leak, and every alleged behind-the-scenes meltdown to give you the most comprehensive breakdown possible. So, get ready. Not only will I answer your burning questions, but I'll also bring to light details that might never have crossed your mind, like how past standoffs with media outlets could paint Blake Lively in a controversial new light, or how a cameo joke in Deadpool and Wolverine might be weaponized as PR ammunition. By the end, you'll know more than most people covering this saga. Strap in, because this ride is only going to get crazier from here.
He said that there may be some more parties to the case, and the judge asked more questions about that.
The first bombshell in this twisted tale involves allegations that Blake Lively attempted to influence legal proceedings through under-the-table methods. While nobody has surfaced with an outright smoking gun, the rumor alone is enough to keep fans and industry watchers on high alert. After all, the concept of hush money isn't new in show business. We've seen time and again how some celebrities or their teams might pay off certain parties or arrange quietly orchestrated deals to manage negative press or tilt the outcome of lawsuits in their favor.
But it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit.
But Blake's squeaky clean image makes this particularly shocking or juicy, depending on your viewpoint. At the heart of these rumors is the notion that Blake, possibly fearing the meltdown of It Ends With Us before it could even hit the box office, wanted to ensure any legal entanglements would vanish, or at least resolve quietly. Some believe that hush money or special favors might have been promised to strategic gatekeepers, perhaps to key legal figures or to individuals with damaging evidence.
He's used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie, but, he's used it to make fun of Justin Baldoni.
Others speculate there was a behind-the-scenes attempt to bury unflattering documentation of certain set conditions. The dividing line between idle gossip and plausible possibility is thin. Critics of the bribery theory claim it's a smear tactic designed to drag Blake's name through the mud. Meanwhile, those who find the rumors credible argue that if you have the resources and influence, such maneuvering is hardly out of the realm of possibility.
In his counter-complaint, he alleged that Blake Lively used her A-list orbit to bully him into just taking over Wayfarer Studios project.
From a PR standpoint, whether these allegations are true or false, they're causing massive ripples. Each new rumor spawns a wave of social media debates, YouTube analyses, and gossip column headlines. Oddly enough, no official statement has come from Blake's camp directly refuting bribery rumors, leading to more speculation that they might be handling it quietly or waiting for a strategic moment to address it.
She was mad at Hugh Jackman because of something that Hugh Jackman said to him when he was married to or engaged to Scarlett Johansson.
The next twist, however, is how all of this ties into the broader drama that's ensnared Hugh Jackman, of all people. Hugh Jackman in a scandal? If that doesn't make you do a double take, nothing will. Picture Hugh Jackman and you think of charm, talent, and philanthropic efforts. Rarely do you ever associate him with messy feuds. Yet here we are with multiple insiders confirming that Baldoni's legal team wants to get Hugh in front of a microphone to answer some tough questions under oath.
Will be deposed if this goes to trial, the insider said. There's no way that he cannot. That's insane.
The big question is, why Hugh specifically? One answer is his friendship with Ryan Reynolds. The pair have famously bantered online, shared comedic jabs in interviews, and recently collaborated on Deadpool and Wolverine. A lesser-known facet of this bromance is that it often extended into real-life gatherings with Ryan's wife, Blake.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
It made me want to quit my job. I felt really horrible afterwards.
Sources claim Hugh was present during various hangouts or small gatherings where frustrations over the "It Ends With Us" adaptation might have been vented. If those vent sessions included talk of bribery strategies, hush-hush settlements, or scapegoating Justin Baldoni, then Hugh's testimony could be gold for Baldoni's legal push. Additionally, Hugh's reputation as an all-around nice guy makes his word carry extra weight. If he says, "I didn't hear anything shady," fans might be inclined to believe him. Conversely, if he stands up and says, "I witnessed some concerning conversations," that statement could be devastating for Ryan and Blake's case, or at least for their public image. The stakes for Hugh are also significant. Even though he's not the one accused of harassment or bribery, stepping into a legal brawl risks tarnishing his brand. Court depositions can bring uncomfortable scrutiny, especially if attorneys dig into side conversations or stray text messages. Essentially, Hugh Jackman might become either the biggest ally or the ultimate wildcard.
Called herself Khaleesi and said Ryan Reynolds and we believe Taylor Swift were her dragons.
And that's precisely why so many eyes are on him. The meltdown isn't just a rumor. Some say it was practically visible from outer space. Long before the legal drama went public, whispers about tension on the It Ends With Us set were swirling. It all began with talk that Blake Lively wanted a substantial amount of creative input. More than Justin Baldoni, who was both starring in and directing, was willing to concede.
That's called fraud. When you pretend you want to do the one thing and you'll do the thing they're hiring you for, but all along you have secret plans to do something very, very different that's above your pay grade.
Some rumors suggest that what began as minor disagreements over script direction escalated into arguments that disrupted filming schedules. Production insiders claim certain shoot days were overshadowed by hush-hush talks in private trailers, which often left cast and crew in limbo for hours. One particularly viral paparazzi shot allegedly captured a moment where Ryan Reynolds arrived unexpectedly on set, reportedly to calm things down after hearing from Blake about a rough patch with the director. People began dissecting the body language in the photos, highlighting tense shoulders, urgent glances, and other small cues that might indicate serious conflict. A few background extras have since come forward on social media, claiming they overheard shouting matches, although no one is sure about the specifics, only that it involved power struggles and frustration over creative control. Could Hugh Jackman have witnessed these confrontations firsthand? If he stopped by, even casually, while the environment was boiling over, his vantage point might be a key piece of the puzzle. That's where depositions become especially relevant. If attorneys can establish Hugh was present for a heated argument, they might press him for a blow-by-blow account.
Okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it. I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully.
Did Blake threaten to sabotage Baldoni's role in the industry? Did Ryan vow to use his platform to shape public opinion? These are the questions swirling around fans' minds. And if any or all of that is true, it sets the stage for the next bizarre twist: how a superhero cameo might be a jab at the heart of this feud. What's a superhero flick got to do with a rom-com adaptation? Potentially everything. Soon after it ends with us finished filming, Ryan Reynolds teamed up with Hugh Jackman for the hotly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine. Fans have been buzzing about this comedic duo for months, but a rumor sprouted that the film subtly mocks Baldoni. How?
Who are you? Oh, I'm Deadpool. And I guess you're Deadpool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist. Right.
Through a cameo character allegedly based on him. The hypothetical Baldoni double. Some fans dub him Nice Pool, sports a man bun, preaches about positivity, and has a philanthropic streak that suspiciously mirrors Baldoni's real-life persona. In typical Ryan Reynolds fashion, the cameo is said to be peppered with witty jabs that only make sense if you know about the behind-the-scenes drama. For instance, lines about always playing the hero but never wanting the real responsibility could be interpreted as a pointed reference to Baldoni's directorial approach. Some fans argue these parallels are just comedic coincidences, while others are convinced this cameo is a well-disguised mockery.
And I guess you've already met Mary Poppins, aka Dogpool. Careful where you put your hand. She's 90% G-spot, and she'll let you know it. You let this little flirt out of your sight for 1 second, and she starts shopping for a new papa. If you can't be a responsible pet owner, then maybe you don't deserve this little unicorn. Guilty on all charges, Your Honor. It shan't happen again.
Justin Baldoni's team, so the rumor goes, is not amused. They see it as an attempt to shape public perception by painting him as vain or naive.
What I make of that is that if your wife is you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni. You don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously.
Where does Hugh Jackman fit in? If he was privy to script rewrites or comedic brainstorming sessions, he might have known that the cameo was a shot aimed directly at Baldoni. During depositions, he could clarify whether the cameo was strictly fun and fictional or part of a deliberate campaign to demean Baldoni's character in the eyes of audiences. It seems trivial at face value, just a cameo in a comedic superhero movie, but in the court of public opinion, every subtle dig matters. And in an industry built on image and relationships, such a cameo can do real damage, especially if it lines up with accusations of harassment and sabotage.
She is accused of having turned the whole cast of It Ends With Us against Justin. By the time they premiered the movie, Ryan Reynolds had unfollowed him on Insta, so had Blake.
Has Hollywood's sweetheart been pulling strings behind the scenes all along? It's hard to reconcile the graceful, smiling Blake Lively we see at premieres with the portrait some critics paint, a star who has a track record of shutting down negative publicity through legal intimidation. But that's exactly what some outlets are claiming. They point to prior run-ins with the press, where articles critical of Blake seem to vanish, or were swiftly followed by cease and desist letters. If you're a high-profile celebrity married to one of the world's biggest comedic actors, you have the resources to ensure your brand remains spotless, or so the rumor mill suggests. One story making the rounds references an incident involving a popular gossip blog. The site allegedly published a piece that Blake's team felt misrepresented her social media posts, praising certain historical aesthetics. Within days, the piece disappeared and was replaced with a retraction.
Wanting to get the camel's nose under the tent as an actress and then take over the entire production.
The blog's own staff hinted they'd been strong-armed into compliance. Another anecdote mentions a smaller publication that received multiple threats of legal action if they didn't retract a piece about Blake's rumored tension with a co-star from a previous film. Naturally, Blake's defenders argue that it's normal for A-listers to squash defamation or misleading stories. They have every right to protect themselves. So how does that tie into the swirling storm around It Ends With Us and Justin Baldoni?
Called herself Khaleesi and said Ryan Reynolds and we believe Taylor Swift were her dragons. And she's got the best dragons because they'll fight on behalf of her friend.
If these patterns of threat tactics are real, it wouldn't be surprising if Blake deployed them again when the adaptation drama flared up, especially if she believed that Baldoni, or random crew members, were fueling negative narratives about her. Could that be the root of the hush money accusations? Possibly. It's a short step from sending cease and desist letters to quietly offering financial incentives to keep reputations safe. Whether any of it can be proven is another matter. Entirely. No star is safe once a high-profile lawsuit kicks into overdrive. By now, you might have seen references to Taylor Swift being best friends with Blake Lively. They've collaborated on everything from cameo appearances to cryptic Easter eggs in Taylor's music videos. But if attorneys find any link between those hush money rumors and personal messages Blake might have shared with Taylor, Swift could be compelled to provide testimony, or at least records of relevant communications. Even a single text from Blake venting about bribery deals or fixing the narrative could serve as evidence. Anna Kendrick is another name popping up because she's appeared in films with Blake and maintained a casual friendship over the years.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again? What are you talking about?
Some say she was present at a couple of gatherings where the friction between Blake, Ryan, and Baldoni was a hot topic. If so, could Anna's recollection of those nights be pivotal? Possibly. The law allows for subpoenas of anyone believed to have insight into the conflict. The bigger the star, the bigger the headlines, and the greater the potential for revelations that might embarrass multiple parties. As depositions and lawsuits expand, the possibility of more big names being pulled in only grows. Hollywood is a web of interconnected relationships. People share the same managers, publicists, stylists, and social circles. If one conversation about hush money or sabotage occurred in the presence of a fourth or fifth person, that person might also be subpoenaed. The ramifications are enormous. This scandal could balloon into an all-encompassing Hollywood fiasco, shining a harsh light on how behind-the-scenes power plays can shape both careers and public perception. We might only be in the opening act of a far bigger Hollywood meltdown. If you've stuck with me this far, you're probably wondering, what's the worst that could happen? In a word, plenty. Lawsuits and depositions can unearth everything from personal emails to private group chats. It's not just about the immediate accusations, like whether Blake tried to bribe her way out of legal trouble, or whether Ryan weaponized his comedic brand to undermine Baldoni. It's also about the revelations that might surface along the way. Lawyers dig deep, turning up all sorts of previously hidden communications that show how these A-listers truly operate behind closed doors. Consider the domino effect. If Hugh Jackman's statements end up painting Ryan and Blake as manipulative orchestrators, studios might quietly distance themselves from the couple to avoid bad press. On the flip side, if Hugh exonerates them by testifying that he never heard a whiff of anything unethical, then Baldoni's countersuit or defamation claims could crumble, leaving him looking like the troublemaker. Every scenario has its own set of consequences. For people who rely heavily on public goodwill, like Ryan with his comedic persona, or Blake with her social media brand, having even a shred of doubt cast on their integrity is a big deal. Friendships can implode too. The Marvel world, for instance, is known for its tight-knit ensembles. If the Deadpool and Wolverine production gets tainted by allegations of malicious intentions, that negativity could bleed into future collaborations. Imagine the ramifications if rumor-driven tension splits fans into camps, or if other actors start declining cameo roles to avoid stepping into a messy PR quagmire. The tabloids love nothing more than a good Hollywood meltdown, and if fresh allegations keep surfacing, we might be looking at one of the biggest in recent memory. Still, as wild as this has been, it's vital to remember that much of it remains alleged. We're operating in the realm of rumor, speculation, and unconfirmed leaks. However, the underlying sense that something big is brewing is palpable. The deeper we dig, the more precarious it looks for everyone involved. You can practically feel the tension in every rumor-laden tweet and hush-hush insider tip. Now that you have the full scoop, where do you stand? Are you Team Baldoni, convinced he's a victim of a coordinated smear campaign? Or do you think Blake and Ryan are being wrongly vilified, victims of inflated rumors? Let your thoughts be heard down in the comments. This scandal is evolving so quickly that tomorrow's developments could change everything. And if you're hungry for more insider gossip, don't go anywhere. Click on our next deep dive, which reveals how hush money accusations have shaken the careers of other celebrities in the past, and how those deals sometimes backfired in spectacular ways. Trust me, after hearing those stories, you'll never look at tabloid headlines the same again. While you're at it, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell, because this scandal is unfolding in real time, and you won't want to miss the next big update that could turn the entire narrative upside down. Remember, most of this is based on unverified reports and secondhand accounts. Let's keep the speculation thoughtful, the conversation respectful, and our minds open to new twists. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. Buckle up, because if the rumors are true, Hollywood's next chapter in the It Ends With Us saga will be even more shocking than anyone could have predicted.